Hi, this is Greg Holden, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
Finally meeting this guy right here, Greg Holden. He came all the way from, we'll say the UK for now, even though it's kind of like New York.
Cheating a little bit.
What was that?
Cheating a little bit.
Cheating a little bit, but I also kind of feel that you've been in LA this summer.
I've spent a lot of time
correct?
in LA. I'm spending more and more time here, yeah.
So you're moving in here now, or are you working on something?
No, I'm just, I'm coming here when I'm told.
The labels have gotten you like, you need to write a song today, come out to Malibu, come out to LA.
Doesn't suck. I mean, the weather's perfect.
Right. So before we jump into the new album, I want to know about that transition from your first album to the new album. It's completely different in your vibe. So what led to that?
I think it was an element of growing up, an element of just progressing. You know, as I sort of did it more and more, I started to realize what it was that I wanted to say, what it was I wanted to do. I also became happier. You know, so that's very clear if you listen to both albums back to back.
Right.
One is in a much darker place. But you know, I just got to a point where I wanted to make an album that was more accessible to more people. You know, not necessarily lyrically, but at least musically, so more people would want to listen, and then I could draw them into the lyrics.
Now, when performing, you know, on tour or at a show on and off here and there, do you still perform the first record? And if so, how do you perform it since all your stuff is happy now?
I mean, I still perform some of the songs because I still like a lot of the songs from that album. Yeah. But I play them how I always have, maybe 2 beats faster.
So this new record, Chase the Sun, you basically wrote about other people's lives. Is that correct?
Not totally. I mean, there's a lot of looking at other people, but you know, there's a lot of personal stuff on the album as well. Okay. But I didn't want to make it totally clear. Okay. You know, I wanted to leave it open to interpretation. So.
So when you are writing about other people's situations, how do you actually put that to paper?
I don't know. I actually find it quite easy. I don't know. I really like imagining being somebody else and just thinking about other people's situations. And I don't know. I actually really enjoy writing about other people, and I find it very. I learn a lot. I don't know why. You start to gain a little bit of empathy for the people when you write about other people. You know, it's you get out your own head. I don't know.
But is it like people that you're close to that you obviously know what they're going through, or it's just, you know, stuff that you just hear people talk here and there?
It's a little bit of both, you know. It's just I don't try and overthink it, and sometimes it's a character, sometimes it's not even a real person. Mm-hmm. It's just a scenario that I care about, or a scenario that touches me, or something that I saw on TV, right. Or someone that I know, you know. But no, it's nice to kind of get out of my own headspace and try and think about other people for once, you know.
Okay. And with this record, you went into the studio with Greg Wells. What was it like recording with him, and what kind of producer is he in the studio?
He's very much a hands-off person when it comes to the song. He really likes to let the song do its thing, but he's also an incredible musician, so he played pretty much 80% of the instruments on the album, and I just sat back and was like, oh, holy crap, okay. But I appreciate the fact that he let the song do the talking, you know, but just kind of, he had a lot of taste with what he did around it.
Now, did he break you at all in the studio on certain situations?
No, what's funny about Greg and I, like, we have a very similar, we're both very stubborn. So there was a lot of like moments where it was like, no, I think this is working, and he's like, no, and I'm like, yeah, and but it was good because there was never like any animosity or anything like that. It was really good. It was good vibes all the time. So, you know, I learned so much from him, and I think we both enjoyed the experience equally.
Now, is there any one track on this album that maybe took a little longer to do? Maybe you even rewrote it a few times, and if so, why?
There's a song called Save Yourself, okay. Which is the second track on the album, which now is one of my favorites. At the time, I almost didn't cut it.
Really?
We started recording it, and I was kind of showing a lot of resistance to Greg. I was like, I'm not feeling the song, you know, I don't think I like it anymore. I'd kind of gotten over it, you know, and the sound of it. And anyway, so we kind of revisited the idea of the song, and the recording, we sort of started over, and now, you know, it ended up becoming one of my favorites. So I'm really glad that I didn't chop that off the album.
Imagine what would the album sound like without that song?
I don't know. It needs that song for sure. So.
And there's a song, the last track actually, The Next Life. There's a female singer in that track. Who is singing on that?
That is my good friend Garrison Starr.
Okay.
She is one of my heroes. She is the kindest, most perfect, wonderful human being that I've ever met, and she has great music herself, and I was honored to have her on that. We wrote that together actually, and she came in and sang on it, and Yeah, she's awesome.
Nice. Can you tell me a little bit more about the song itself?
The song is about a near-death experience.
Oh,
yeah, it's about me. I was actually traveling through India and Nepal, and I was in the Himalayas, and I had an experience where I thought I was going to die.
Oh,
And after that experience, I kept having this recurring dream of being shot in my sleep, and it sounds so happy, doesn't it?
I would never. That should have been on the first record.
So anyway, that song was sort of about me saying goodbye to a lover and trying to make it like, it's sad. The idea is sad, so
Right.
I tried to make it like have a happy ending. Because I'm not very good at love songs. It's tough.
Do you think you'll ever try to do a love song on a record?
That's as close as I'm going to get to a love song, I think.
So we've been listening to Boys in the Street for quite some time already, and it's been getting insane radio, or not radio play, but traffic. What would be the next single from this record? Do you have something in mind yet?
Probably Save Yourself, actually, which is funny. I'm glad I recorded it now. Yeah, I think. But Boys in the Street, we're still. That's still a song that's, sort of building, and we're trying to see how the world reacts to that song before we even think about another single, because I want to give that song the chance that it deserves.
Right. And that song, it's not necessarily about being gay. It's also just that acceptance in family, right? So, have you had that in your family situation where they don't accept certain things that you're doing with the music, or did you ever have hard times with your family doing the music that you do?
I mean, it was never about music. I just had a stepfather who I don't think ever wanted me to do better than he did, and he never did that well. So I think as soon as I was like, I have a dream, I have something that I want to do, it just was, even before that actually, was just kind of shut down. And I think that that song personally for me is more about that relationship, and it's about wishing that person would accept you for who you are,
Right. Now you had some success with the song called Home that you wrote a couple years ago. Have you had any other opportunities to write more music for other musicians, or have you been just focusing on your music at this time?
I've had a lot of opportunities to write for other people, but I ultimately want to focus on what I'm doing. I've been doing a little bit here and there, but my passion and my heart is in my own music at this time. So.
And how does that even happen for you? If you were writing a song for someone and then you just fell in love with the song, what happens?
I don't know. You kind of steal it, I guess. I guess if you write it, you can have it. But I don't know. Thankfully, I haven't had that experience too much.
Yeah. Now, any tour plans for this record? A formal headline tour here in the States?
When more people start listening to me, I will headline.
There has to be more people listening to you. That doesn't make any sense, guys. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I can headline, I'll be headlining.
Been on tour pretty much this year. What has tour life been like for you?
Great. I've been lucky enough that my label has given me some money to go out on the road with my band, which has been amazing, because it gets a bit old playing by yourself.
Right.
So it's been amazing. I've opened for some amazing people, and I can't complain, honestly.
What is one of the best things about being a touring musician and also having a label backing you?
You're able to do it the way that you want to do it, because when you're independent, you're constantly compromising. You're never able to quite do it the way that you see it,
right?
Because you're constantly limited by finance. And if you have a good label and people behind you that support you, you're able to do it the way that you want to do it, which is all you can really ask for as a musician.
Right. Now, any plans for the remainder of the year for you, or it's just going to be tour?
That's exactly what it's going to be.